Now we all know the DOA6 had a pretty rough start when it first came out. There weren't any lobbies and a lot of players were leaving the game because of the simple fact that they couldn't play with their friends. There was very little content in the game to keep casual and competitive players playing the game in the first place. And now that it's 2021, I feel like it's a good time to talk about the state of the game, especially because Team Ninja discontinued their support for the game. So essentially what that means is what we have is what we're going to have as far as DOA6 is concerned. So first of all, let's look at the negative things about Dead or Alive 6. Now first and foremost, the game has a very small player base, and this isn't something that's exclusive to Dead or Alive 6. Dead or Alive has never really been a super popular game to begin with, but the current state that Dead or Alive 6 is currently in does not help bringing new players into the game. And even though DOA6 isn't really the most popular game in the world, that doesn't necessarily mean it's dead, it's just not really thriving. The game features very little content, and what I mean by this is that as a casual player coming in, DOA really doesn't offer you anything that other fighting games don't already do. The story in the game is pretty lackluster, and there aren't really many quality stages apart from a few, and it really just feels like the game went backwards in terms of creativity and replayability. Game modes are missing that were always there, like tag and team battle, and this obviously is an issue because as a fighting game there really isn't much content to begin with. Why would you take away modes from a game that already is limited as it is? The next negative about the game is that the system can feel really repetitive a lot of the time. Now this may seem like something you'd understand more as a seasoned player, but as a new player the system may seem simpler to you, which would in turn make the game more playable for you. People's biggest complaint about DOA from a system perspective was that the game was always too hard. It was too difficult to understand the countering system, and the game just wasn't really fluid to them because they really couldn't grasp the system. Because of the fact that DOA6 features the new meter gauge alongside the new break hold system, the game feels like it moves at such a slower pace because you're constantly stopping your opponent's offense by doing a break hold to stop their attacks. Now even though this may seem like something that makes the game easier and more playable for newer players, this could also be a negative as well. The last thing is really more of a general fighting game thing, but DOA6 is not by any means an easy game to get into. It may be easier than other DOA games in the series, but it's still hard to get into. And even though DOA6 is a pretty difficult game to fully master and grasp, that's pretty much any fighting game on the market, which would also explain why the genre of fighting game struggles in the first place. If you don't want to put the time in to learn a fighting game, then DOA is definitely not the game for you, but you probably wouldn't be watching this video if you had no desire to want to play a more difficult game to begin with. Now we're going to talk about the positives of the game. First of all, there's a free version that you can download on every single console and try to see if you like the game. Now because of the fact that there's a free version, that literally means you can just go to a marketplace on your console, download the game, and give the game a try before you spend any money on it at all. I mean sure, you're not going to get all the content right off the bat just from getting the free version, but at least it'll give you a feel for the game and let you know what you can look forward to. The next positive thing is that the game looks absolutely amazing. Could have looked a lot better, but for what it is, it's still one of the best looking current gen fighting games out there. The game looks a lot more DOA-like than DOA5 did, but it doesn't quite nail the classic DOA look that we're all used to in previous DOA games. Even still, it is a step in the right direction. The next thing, and one of the biggest things that I want to talk about with DOA6, is how amazing the tutorial is. The tutorial will literally teach you everything you need to know about the game. It's extensive, it's detailed, and it's convenient. There's also a lot of other training resources that come along with the game as well. For example, DOA6 has all of the frame data built into the game for you to access whenever you want. You don't need to pay for the frame data, you don't need to download any external program for the data, it's all built into the game for you to access anytime you want to. Even though the game came out pretty incomplete, the game has come a long way. Since the game's release, lobbies were introduced, and even though you need to pay real money for most of the good cosmetic stuff, there still is some pretty good customization that you can access in the game without actually having to spend any real money. Now, even though the customization in the game is as limited as it is, you still have the ability to make your Kasumi or Ayane look somewhat original. The reason why I'm making this a point is because this wasn't possible in previous DOA games at all. You might be able to customize some things here and there, but you can actually change your hairstyle, hair color, and what your character is wearing in this game. It may not be as detailed and fleshed out as it is in Soul Calibur and Tekken, but it's something nonetheless. And even though there are other little things here and there to make DOA6 a fairly decent fighting game to get into, those are the most important things that I felt like I should probably give you guys details on if you are interested in getting into this game. Now, all in all, DOA6 is not a horrible game. It's just not a great DOA game. It's pretty, it's smooth, and it's got a free version that you can try before even buying the game. It's got a decent amount of characters, but as a DOA veteran, I cannot help but feel like the game could have been so much better if Team Ninja was given the resources and the time to put into making this game. I know I tend to bash this game a lot of the time, but that's just because I love the series so much and I just wish DOA6 was what it deserved to be. I give DOA6 a 6 out of 10, and I do think that the game is worth at least picking up and trying, especially since there's a free version of the game. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and definitely be sure to leave your comments in the comment section and your thoughts. I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take it easy. Peace.